Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Life is not a game, it's a battlefield. And every day you wake up with two choices: stay the same or step up and change your life. Most people wait for the right time. But let me tell you something. The right time is now. Believing in yourself is the foundation of every success story. It's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The truth is, nobody is going to believe in your dreams as much as you do. People will doubt you. They'll tell you it's impossible, that you're not talented enough, not smart enough, not lucky enough. But let me tell you something. You don't need their approval. You need your own belief. When you look at the most successful people in the world, they all had moments where no one believed in them. They were told they weren't good enough. They were laughed at, rejected, and criticized. But you know what they did? They kept going. They had an unshakable belief that they were destined for more. They refused to let the opinions of others define their future. Because here's the truth. Other people's opinions are none of your business. They don't pay your bills. They don't live your life. So why should they have the power to decide what you can or can't do? If you let their doubts get to you, you're handing them control over your destiny. And that's not an option. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean you'll never fail, but it does mean that no matter what happens, you trust yourself to figure it out. It means you wake up every morning knowing you have what it takes. It means you push through fear, doubt, and rejection because deep down you know you're capable of more. Think about a little kid learning to walk. They fall down 100 times, but do they ever say, maybe walking isn't for me? No, they get up, try again, and keep going until they master it. That's the kind of belief you need to have in yourself. You might not be where you want to be yet, but that's okay. Every great success started as a work in progress. Every champion was once a beginner. The only difference between those who make it and those who don't is that the ones who succeed never stop believing. So when the world doubts you, when people laugh at your dreams, when it feels like nothing is working, hold on to your belief. Keep showing up, keep fighting, keep proving to yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, because when you believe in yourself, the world has no choice but to believe in you too. Too many people are stuck waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect conditions to chase their dreams. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. There is no moment when everything will align just right. If you keep waiting for the stars to line up, you'll be waiting forever. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who start. Right now, not tomorrow, right now, not when the money is right now, not when you feel ready, because you will never feel fully ready. Growth happens when you step into the unknown and figure it out along the way. Think about it. If everyone waited for perfect conditions, nothing great would ever get done. Some of the biggest businesses in the world were started in garages. Some of the greatest athletes trained with nothing but determination. Some of the most successful people started with no money, no connections, no experience, just a vision and the guts to take action. The truth is, taking the first step is the hardest part. Fear will try to convince you to wait. Doubt will tell you that you're not ready. But success belongs to those who move despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the imperfect conditions. Think about a farmer. If he waited for the perfect weather to plant his seeds, he would never grow a crop. He plants anyway, knowing that storms may come, that the conditions may not always be ideal, but he takes action because he knows nothing will grow if he doesn't start. Your dreams are no different. You have to plant the seed of effort before you can ever see the harvest of success. Some people wait for more money before they start a business. Others wait for more confidence before they take a risk. Some wait for a better economy, for approval from others, or for the fear to go away. But let me ask you, how much time have you already lost waiting? How many opportunities have passed you by because you were waiting for everything to be just right? You don't need perfect conditions. You need to start. Start where you are, use what you have, and trust that you'll learn along the way. Every great success story begins with someone who took action when things were far from perfect. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The successful ones start, adjust, and keep moving forward. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. One day you wake up inspired, ready to take on the world. The next day you feel tired, unmotivated, and distracted. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll never be consistent, and consistency is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Discipline is different. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's going to the gym when the couch looks more inviting. It's working on your goals when nobody is watching, when there's no applause, and when results aren't showing up yet. Think about the greatest athletes, the top business leaders, and the most successful people in any field. You think they feel motivated every single day? No, but they don't wait to feel like it before they take action. They show up regardless because they understand that success is built on habits, not moods. The problem with relying on motivation is that it fades. It's like a spark. It burns bright for a moment, but if you don't fuel it with discipline, it dies out. But discipline is a fire that keeps burning because you make a habit of feeding it. Imagine two people wanting to get in shape. One waits for motivation to hit, works out hard for a week, then skips the gym when they don't feel like it. The other builds a routine, shows up every day no matter what, and stays committed even when it's tough. Who do you think will see results? Discipline is what turns effort into progress. It's the commitment to keep going, to keep improving, and to keep putting in the work, even when nobody else would blame you for quitting. It's the thing that gets you through the hard days, the uninspired days, and the days when you feel like nothing is working. You will never always be motivated. That's why you must learn to be disciplined. Because when motivation fails, discipline will carry you through. Growth and comfort do not coexist. If you want to reach new levels in life, you have to get comfortable. That means embracing the struggle, leaning into the challenge, and understanding that discomfort is not a signal to stop. It's a sign that you're growing. Most people avoid discomfort because it feels like pain. They stay in jobs they hate because it's familiar. They hold on to bad habits because change is hard. They don't chase their dreams because stepping into the unknown is scary. But let me tell you something. Nothing great ever comes from staying comfortable. Think about a seed planted in the dirt. It has to break through the shell, push through the soil, and fight for the sunlight. That process isn't easy, but it's necessary for the seed to grow into something strong. Your personal growth works the same way. If you stay where it's safe and easy, you'll never break through to your full potential. Every challenge, every difficult moment, and every struggle is an opportunity. It's an invitation to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The best athletes train until their muscles burn because they know that pain leads to power. The best entrepreneurs take risks, face rejection, and keep going because they know that failure is a part of success. Discomfort is proof that you are stretching beyond your limits. The more you expose yourself to tough situations, the stronger you become. The more you push through fear, the more fearless you become. The more you do what's difficult, the easier life gets. So stop avoiding discomfort. Stop waiting for things to be easy. Easy never changed anybody. If you want something you've never had, you have to be willing to do things you've never done. And that means stepping into discomfort, embracing the struggle, and trusting that every difficult step is moving you closer to the life you were meant to live. You were not put on this earth to live an average life. You were not meant to settle, to shrink, or to hide your potential just to make others comfortable. But too many people play small because they're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of stepping into the unknown. They keep their dreams quiet, their goals small, and their ambition limited because they don't want to stand out. But let me tell you something. You are not doing yourself or the world any favors by playing small. The world needs what you have, your talents, your ideas, your voice. It all matters. And when you choose to hold back, you rob yourself of the life you were meant to live, and you rob the world of the impact you were meant to make. People play small because they don't believe they deserve more. They convince themselves that success is for other people. But why not you? Why shouldn't you be the one to break generational curses? Why shouldn't you be the one to achieve greatness? The only thing stopping you is the limits you place on yourself. Imagine if some of the greatest leaders, inventors, and creators had decided to play small. Imagine if they had let fear stop them from pursuing their dreams. The world wouldn't have the progress, the inspiration, or the innovation we have today, and the same applies to you. Someone out there needs what you have to offer. You were born with gifts, talents, and ideas that were meant to be shared. You were meant to dream big, to push boundaries, and to challenge yourself to do more. Stop playing small and start stepping into your full potential. Because when you stop shrinking, when you step into your greatness, not only does your life change, but you inspire others to do the same. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or hold you back. Your environment shapes your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. If you're constantly around negative, unmotivated, and excuse-making people, it will rub off on you. If you're surrounded by winners, people who are focused, driven, and striving for greatness, you will start thinking, acting, and moving like them. Look at the 5 closest people in your life. Are they inspiring you or draining you? Are they pushing you to be better, or are they keeping you stuck? Because whether you realize it or not, you are becoming like the people you spend the most time with. Winners think differently. They don't waste time complaining. They don't blame others. They don't settle for average. They look for solutions. They take responsibility, and they work relentlessly toward their goals. Being around winners forces you to level up, to think bigger, and to expect more from yourself. Imagine trying to fly while being tied to weights. No matter how much effort you put in, something is always holding you down. That's what happens when you keep company with people who have no ambition, no vision, and no discipline. But when you surround yourself with winners, it's like being caught in an updraft. They lift you higher, faster, and further than you ever could go alone. This doesn't mean you need to cut people off cold, but it does mean you need to be intentional about who gets access to your energy. Spend less time with those who drain you and more time with those who inspire you. Find mentors, seek out people who challenge you, and connect with those who are where you want to be. Winners don't just hope for success, they create it. And if you want to win, you need to be in the right circle, because iron sharpens iron, and greatness is contagious. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Too many people see failure as a sign to stop, as proof that they're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But the truth is, every success story is built on a foundation of failures. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people fail, learn, and keep going. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, but do they ever think maybe walking is for me? No. They get up, try again, and eventually master it. That's exactly how success works. You have to be willing to stumble, struggle, and fall in order to grow. Look at some of the most successful people in history. They weren't overnight successes. They were relentless learners. They failed more times than most people ever tried. They heard no countless times before they got a yes. They lost money, made mistakes, and faced rejection. But they understood that every failure was just a stepping stone to their breakthrough. Failure teaches you what works and what doesn't. It builds resilience. It sharpens your skills. It forces you to think differently, to adapt, and to come back stronger. The people who never fail are the ones who never try. They stay safe, avoid risks, and never push themselves beyond their comfort zones. But those who embrace failure, they grow, they improve, and they eventually win. Imagine failure as a staircase. Every time you fail, you take another step up. The only way to truly fail is to stop climbing. But if you keep going, if you keep learning, adjusting, and improving, you will reach the top. So don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of never trying, because failure is not the end. It's just proof that you're on the path to success. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can either be your greatest asset or your biggest enemy. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get in life. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your mindset. Everything begins in the mind. Before success happens in reality, it happens in your thoughts. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. Your mind will always look for evidence to prove you right. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough, your mind will find reasons to support that belief. But if you train your mind to believe in your potential, to see challenges as opportunities, and to focus on solutions instead of problems, you will create a completely different reality for yourself. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't just have talent, skills, or resources. They have the right mindset. They think differently. They refuse to let fear control them. They don't let failure define them. They don't waste energy on negativity or excuses. Instead, they focus on possibilities, growth, and action. Your mindset determines how you handle setbacks. A fixed mindset sees failure as a dead end, but a growth mindset sees failure as a lesson. A weak mindset looks for comfort, but a strong mindset looks for challenges. If you train your mind to push through difficulty, to stay positive in the face of adversity, and to believe in your ability to improve, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Think of your mind like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, that's what will grow. But if you plant seeds of confidence, discipline, and perseverance, you will create a mindset that leads to success. And just like a garden, you have to tend to it daily. You have to water it with positive habits, protect it from negativity, and remove anything that doesn't serve your growth. Master your mindset and you will master your life. Success is not built in a day, it's built every day. It's not about one big breakthrough or one lucky moment. It's about the small, consistent actions you take day after day that lead to massive results over time. Too many people wait. They wait for the perfect time, the right opportunity, or the motivation to strike. But waiting gets you nowhere. Action is what creates progress. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. Think about water dripping on a rock. One drop doesn't seem like much, but over time it shapes the rock. That's the power of daily action. Whether you're building a business, getting in shape, or mastering a skill, your results won't come from what you do once in a while. They come from what you do consistently. Successful people aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who show up every single day. They take action even when they don't feel like it. They don't wait for inspiration. They create it through discipline. Think of a tree. You don't plant a seed today and expect a full-grown tree tomorrow. You water it, nurture it, and give it time to grow. Your goals work the same way. Every action you take is like watering that seed. The more you show up, the stronger your results become. Some days you won't feel like doing the work. Some days the progress will be slow. Do it anyway, because every action you take moves you closer to the life you want. And if you commit to taking action every day, success is not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Gratitude is powerful. It shifts your mindset from what's missing to what's already present. It reminds you of how far you've come, the lessons you've learned, and the opportunities you have. But while gratitude is essential, it should never be an excuse to stop growing. Some people confuse gratitude with complacency. They tell themselves, I should just be happy with what I have, as if wanting more is a bad thing. There is nothing wrong with appreciating what you have while still striving for more. You can be grateful for your job and still want a promotion. You can be grateful for your home and still dream of a bigger one. You can be grateful for your life and still work toward an even better one. Gratitude is about recognizing your blessings, but ambition is about recognizing your potential. Too many people settle because they feel guilty for wanting more. But settling is not gratitude. It's fear disguised as contentment. It's the fear of failure, the fear of discomfort, the fear of stepping into the unknown. Look at the most successful people. They are deeply grateful for their journey, but they never stop pushing forward. They don't settle because they know they are capable of more. Your potential is unlimited, and settling means cutting your own growth short. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You reach a certain height and you stop to admire the view. You feel grateful for how far you've come. But does that mean you should never climb higher? No. You can be thankful for the journey while still striving for the peak. Never let gratitude become an excuse to stay in a place that no longer challenges you. Appreciate where you are, but never stop reaching for what's next. Because the moment you stop growing, you start declining. Be grateful, but never settle. Life is temporary, but a legacy lasts forever. Too many people go through life just trying to get by, working, paying bills, and surviving without ever thinking about what they're leaving behind. But real success isn't just about what you accomplish. It's about the impact you make. Building a legacy means creating something that outlives you. It means using your gifts, your time, and your influence to make a difference. It's about more than just making money. It's about making meaning. People may forget what you own, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Think about the greatest figures in history. They weren't just successful in their lifetime, they left a mark that continues to inspire, educate, and empower generations long after they were gone. Why? Because they didn't just focus on themselves, they built something bigger than themselves. Your legacy isn't just about fame or fortune, it's about the lives you touch, the knowledge you share, and the example you set. Maybe your legacy is raising strong, confident children. Maybe it's starting a business that helps others. Maybe it's teaching, mentoring, or inspiring people to believe in themselves. Whatever it is, it starts with a decision to live with purpose. If you only focus on building a life, you'll spend your days chasing temporary success, things that fade, things that don't matter in the long run. But if you focus on building a legacy, everything you do will have deeper meaning because a life is lived for you, but a legacy is built for others. So ask yourself, what will people remember you for? What difference will you make? Are you just living day to day, or are you creating something that will last beyond your years? Don't just build a life, build a legacy. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They are the stories we tell ourselves to justify why we're not where we want to be. They make us feel comfortable in our inaction, but the truth is, excuses don't get results, action does. We all have challenges. We all have setbacks, but successful people don't let those things define them. They don't say, I don't have enough time, I don't have the right connections, or I'm not ready yet. They take what they have and make it work. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create their own opportunities. Excuses keep you stuck. Every time you say, I can't, what you're really saying is, I won't. Every time you blame circumstances, you're giving away your power. But the moment you stop making excuses, you take control of your life. You shift from being a victim of your situation to being the creator of your future. Think about the people who inspire you. Do you think they had it easy? No. They had obstacles, failures, and reasons to quit, but they refused to let excuses win. Instead of saying, I don't have time, they made time. Instead of saying, I don't know how, they learned. Instead of saying, it's too hard, they found a way. Every excuse you make is just a delay to your success. The more you justify why you can't, the further you push yourself from what you can do. But when you commit to taking action, no matter what, you open the door to possibilities. So stop blaming, stop waiting, and stop making excuses. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect moment. You just need to decide that you're done with excuses and start doing the work. Quitting is easy. It's the simplest thing in the world to walk away when things get tough, when the obstacles seem too big, or when the results don't come fast enough. But let me tell you something. The people who succeed in life aren't the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Life will test you. It will throw challenges, failures, and setbacks in your path. There will be moments when you feel like nothing is working, when you doubt yourself, and when you wonder if it's even worth it. But the difference between those who win and those who lose is simple. Winners keep going. Every successful person has been exactly where you are, frustrated, exhausted, and ready to give up. But they didn't. They kept pushing, kept learning, and kept believing in themselves. That's why they made it. Because success isn't about never failing. It's about never stopping. Think about how many breakthroughs were on the other side of failure. How many dreams were realized because someone decided to try one more time? You never know how close you are to your breakthrough. The moment you quit could be the moment right before everything falls into place. Imagine you're digging for gold. You've been at it for months, breaking rocks, covered in sweat and dirt, but you haven't struck anything yet. You're tired, frustrated, and thinking about giving up. But what if you're just one more swing away? What if the gold was right behind that next strike? Most people quit too soon. Don't be most people. Pain is temporary. Struggles are temporary, but regret that lasts forever. If you quit now, you'll always wonder what could have happened if you had just kept going. The road to success is never easy, but the reward for persistence is always worth it. So no matter how tough it gets, no matter how slow the progress feels, never ever give up, because the only way you truly fail is if you stop trying. Let me leave you with this. Your dreams, your goals, and your purpose are worth fighting for. The road will not always be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when you feel like giving up. But remember, the only way to lose is to quit. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. So keep pushing, keep believing, and keep moving forward. You have everything it takes to succeed, but it starts with a decision. A decision to refuse excuses, to take action, to embrace failure, and to never, ever give up. Because when you refuse to quit, when you commit to your vision with everything you've got, there is nothing in this world that can stop you.